Hey, welcome to class team. It's Trainer Ritvik joining you live for 10-minute mobility. Today's class is meant to give you back certain ranges of motion, meant to give you back certain movement patterns and feel good at the end of it. So the way we're going to do that is to pay attention to the body, pay attention to the breathing, the form, all that stuff. I'm going to help guide you throughout each move here today. It's going to be short, it's going to be quick. By the end of it, you're going to have a little more alertness in your body, a little more connection. So let's get started off here with arm circles. Going to start off with feet about hip distance apart, standing tall here and taking those arms out to the side. Out to the side. Just going to begin to circle those arms in such a way where you just get into it easily. I don't want you to go too intense. Don't be too strict on the form here. We are going to be warming up with this move, with the next move. If you have a band nearby, keep that at the ready. We will use that later on. And even if you don't have it nearby, there will be ways to do it. Chest is up. Breathing is in the belly. Try to go the other direction as well. Three, two, and one. Good. Now taking the hands on the hips, begin to circle those hips in circles. Circle those hips in circles. Could I be any more redundant? Yeah, so basically just pressing those hips forward, getting a good scoop. You really want to make sure you have good scoops. You ever had a peanut butter jar? You're trying to scoop the side of the jar and get all the peanut. It's like this one, you want to really scoop the sides of the hips, the front of the hip, the sides of the belt. It's going to really help open up the muscles. At the same time, can you also tense the Kegel, tense the pelvic floor, the bathroom muscles, while you bring those circles in motion? So that's a little bit different, right? It's a little bit more work, but it probably felt a little popping going on, a little release. Good. And remember to breathe, right? Don't forget to breathe. Don't get hung up on the motion of it too much. Now we're going to take the band here. Band's going to go around the hands. Hands are going to separate out wide. And so here you really want to make sure shoulders are rolled back, elbows are pinned down and low while the band separates. Push and hold for a second and come back in. If you don't have a band, you just simulate this movement by tensing your fists, rolling your shoulders back, and pressing your elbows down, keeping all that tension. I bet you that's tough. And make sure you can breathe on top of that. So don't worry, you might not need a band. Just might need to activate. Really strengthen the shoulders on this one. Rotator cuff on this one. Gonna get them nice and strong, nice and warmed up. All right. Coming up next, gonna be those abductions, abductions, shoulder abductions. Gonna take the band. You're gonna separate the arms out to a T level, T side, T shape. So essentially, you want to pull out and at least hold again for 1 second. Pull and hold. And slowly bring it back in. If you don't have a band, again, you're going to tense your fist and imagine moving your arms through thick sludge, molasses. You really got to employ the power of the mind. Throughout all of this, you're breathing into the belly in a rhythmic fashion. If you get hung up, if you get tense, just relax. Back onto the breath. It's always happening. It's always there in the background. 2, 1, and time. Okay, now coming into tabletop hold here. Gonna move into hovering the knees back 2 inches off the floor whilst holding this position for 30 seconds. So the name of the game is feel into it. What's the right angle? What's the right form? Then start breathing into that form. Breathing into the form, pushing away from the ground. Breathing into the form. Halfway there. Squeeze the glutes. Pull up the toes by pressing down on the toes. 2 and release. Oof, so a lot of activation if you are able to employ your mind into all these little different areas. Now, at the end of the day, don't get hung up on anything. Let's just go ahead and get these lying leg races in. Just begin these first few movements with knees bent and just that quarter range. Tweak it, test it, tap your toe in the water. If it's warm enough, start going a little bit lower with straighter legs. Smush that low back into the floor and squeeze the glutes. 3, 2, 1. Good. Now coming in and marching in place, let's all stand up. And take your time. Take your time. Don't get dizzy. Don't get lightheaded. Just go ahead and breathe it out. All right, you're going to be some marching in place. Tall spine. Going to raise each knee, alternating left and right. And the name of the game here is to have that sense of upright posture, proud, chest up, posture up. Wow. You clearly articulate that knee up to hip level. Feel the greasing and the lubing of the hip joint by squeezing the buttocks. The greasing and the lubing of the hip joints by squeezing the buttocks. Don't get stifled. Don't try too hard. Breathe and relax. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So now we're going to grab that band again. You're going to loop that band around the ankles, the feet, and begin to kick out. And make sure you get your balance first. Yeah, get your balance first. Can you stand on one leg? You think you can? You're good? Alright, now standing on one leg, now you're going to kick out to the side. But some of us might just need to focus on balance the whole time around. If you don't have a band, kick higher. Try to go a little more. Try to hold for 1 second. Guarantee something to focus on. Alright, go ahead and switch over to the other side. Shake it out if you need to before we get in. Got your balance? You ready? You give yourself another 10 seconds for balance. Be a little generous. Be a little gracious. Because listen, a lot of times in life we got to slow down to get the cleanest form of action in. Such is the case with a lot of these moves. And once your balance is good, begin to kick out with confidence, knowing that you are secured with that standing leg. 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, good. Now let's head to the floor here. We're almost done with the workout. 3 moves left, starting with plank holds on the elbow, 30 seconds. Can you breathe right now? You squeeze the butt, press down through the elbows, and breathe. Tense without too much effort, while maintaining the breath. T-10. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Coming up next is going to be dynamic lunge. Press into a higher plank version. Then step each foot outside as far as it'll go. Be kind to yourself. Listen to the body. And only move to what you can breathe. If you can't step and breathe, then make it small. Nurture the breath. Start to lube up that hip joint with the breath. 2 and 1. Good. Now coming into child's pose, just kind of fold over the thighs, relax, and concentrate on breathing. 3-second exhale, 3-second inhale. 3-second exhale, 3-second inhale. Keep breathing at that ratio. And then when you're ready, arise out of that. There you go. That's a 10-minute mobility, y'all. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely one of my favorite forms of movement during the wintertime when we got to keep warm. And that's the whole purpose of it. Just trying to circulate the prana, circulate the blood flow, get the joints limbered up, and maintaining that sort of effort, maintaining activity during these cold winter months. So guys, have a great holiday season. Have a great December. I hope you have a great day. Till next time, God bless and goodbye.